Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zack, and today I am driving a 2026 Cadillac Optiq rear-wheel drive. Behind me is a single electric motor powering this electric vehicle. Now, I am super excited to be driving this Optiq rear-wheel drive because this is all new for the 2026 model year. The Optiq debuted for 2025, but it was all-wheel drive only, and so Cadillac is hitting back with a ton of updates to the Optiq for the 26 model year, and I'm excited to share with them here with you today. But if you'd like to submit your own vehicle and have it reviewed here on the channel, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. And if you'd like to see all my videos weeks or sometimes months in advance, you can head on over to my Patreon for only $5 a month. But let's get back to that single electric motor. Well, it makes 315 horsepower and 332 pound-feet of torque. Now, the biggest thing is that this will be the longest range version of the Optiq, allowing for 317 miles of range, where the all-wheel drive only gets 303 and the Optiq V only gets 278. So if range is your biggest concern for the Optiq, the rear-wheel drive is the way to go. Now, what's interesting is that this is available because of the Optiq V. So the Optiq V is the high-performance 519 horsepower version of the Optiq. It's crazy, it's fun, it's great. But in developing that car, they had to completely redesign the rear end of the Optiq in order to fit all of the V stuff. And the engineers kind of looked at each other and said, well, why don't we do a rear-wheel drive variant? And so they did. So this actually comes out of the Optiq V's development. This was kind of a sweet fruit bonus of that development process. So that's why we are able to get now a longer range rear-wheel drive version. How does it feel to drive? It's fine. It's not a very exhilarating experience. It is what it is. However, I love that range. 315 horsepower is plenty enough, and it's nice. It's a nice driver. If you want a daily driven Optiq, this is a great way to go if you don't have inclement weather, so that is very, very nice. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have a completely digital gauge cluster. This is standard on pretty much all new Cadillacs, and I like it. It works well. I can take a look at a couple different layouts for energy, map, assist, and clean, and I like it. It works well, no complaints. On the steering wheel, on the left, we do have our adaptive cruise. This does have super cruise. And off to the right, we have skip track, volume, and voice commands. Off to the left, we have a continuation of that screen, and it's a touch screen, so we can select a couple different things. We have our climate vent, and then we have our power parking brake, trunk release, auto holding brake, and our gauge dimmer switch. Moving on to the door, we have massage seats, as well as our memory seats, heated and ventilated seats, and then down below, we have our power locks, power mirrors, and power windows. Moving into the center, we get our big infotainment display. Again, GM is moving away from Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so it has Google integrated instead, and it operates well. It's a nice, more calmer experience here in the standard Optiq as opposed to the Optiq V, so that is definitely nice to see. And the backup camera has a little bit to be desired. However, it has one. It also has a 360 camera, so I like that about it. Down below, we do have a climate vent as well as our climate controls. We do get standard dual zone climate, and we get physical climate controls. You actually click buttons in order to change the temperature, which can't be said about a lot of modern cars. Then we do have two USB-Cs and a cubby. We have big storage down on the floor, and moving up to the center console, we have our selector for that infotainment display. We have a volume scroll knob as well as some hotkey buttons. Off to the right of that, we do have cup holders that pass the big friggin' bottle test, which I think is a big win here for the Optiq rear-wheel drive. And then we have our center console with our phone charger. The seats are comfortable. They're heated, ventilated, power, memory, and massaging, and they offer that nice luxury experience. Now, at this price point, I would much rather be in this vehicle as opposed to the Chevy EV Blazer SS. I think you get a lot more comfort, a lot more luxury in a vehicle like this for that cheaper price tag, which is nice to see. However, speaking of seats, we do have back seats, so let's go do a back seat review. All right, so we're in the back of the Optiq rear-wheel drive, and a couple of things to note. First of all, 5'11", not a small guy. I fit back here very, very well. My knees aren't hitting the seat in front of me, my head's not hitting the ceiling, and I do get to enjoy this big, giant moonroof. However, the sun is directly in my eyes, so I'd like to see for the foreseeable future pun intended. We do have 2 climate vents down below. We have rear heated seats, rear USB-Cs, as well as a wall outlet. Love to see that. And we do get fold down cup holders. Now, if you want something more special, the Optiq V gets really cool color packages where it has an all blue back of the seat, and the seat belts are blue, and the stitching's blue, and these are blue, that's blue, you're blue. But this is the more standard version, so saving a couple dollars on those colored accents will save you when you sign the paperwork. So very, very nice to see that. This is a very livable back seat, very comfortable back seat for what it is. Let's hop into the very back. We'll take a quick look at the trunk and cargo space, and then we'll talk about the looks. All right, around the back of the Cadillac Optiq rear wheel drive, press it twice on the key fob to open up the power liftgate. Once we are around the back, nothing too crazy here. We do have a big pull-out cover. Love to see that. We get a 12-volt outlet right here, and we do get some sizable storage down below the floor. Not always a given with EVs, given the whole battery motor situation. We have some side pockets as well. Nothing really too crazy there, but that is around the back of the Optiq V. But that is around the back of the Optiq rear-wheel drive. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and I love this color. This is the first Optiq that I've driven in a fun and interesting color, and I think they should do more like it. I think they should sell more of these. I think really you should buy more in this color, because I think it really accentuates the shape. I think it looks good, interesting, and nice. The Optiq V that I drove was in black, which was a really, really boring. This is a fun flare color, and I just absolutely adore seeing it. Overall, I think the Optiq looks fine. I don't think it's a stone cold killer. I don't think it's walking down the red carpet anytime soon, but it works, and I don't have any complaints. With all of this being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving the Optiq V rear wheel drive? Well, this isn't a completely new experience. This is now the 3rd Optiq that I've reviewed, and I like it a lot. I think this is a pretty complete package, and just the biggest thing about this car is that I'm so happy that they even offer it. I think we need more affordable EV options. I wouldn't expect Cadillac to be leading that charge, but here they are. And I love the genesis of this vehicle. The fact that they were doing this hardcore research in order to figure out how to make it as fast as possible. And in that, they were actually able to develop a rear-wheel drive economy version as a byproduct. That's what I love to see. This is going to be able to get into a lot more people's garages. A lot more people are going to be able to afford and buy a rear-wheel drive variant. And when you live in California, where EVs are so common, or Texas, or Florida, and you don't need the all-wheel drive, this is a fantastic way to save a couple bucks, but not cut out on the interior. This could be looked at as an economy EV because it's down on power and down on motors. But in here, this doesn't feel economy at all. This still feels just as luxurious as its older counterparts, as its more expensive counterparts. And that's the biggest thing. Save a couple bucks, buy the rear-wheel drive. It is so great. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Cadillac for bringing me up here to Pontiac, Michigan, and letting me borrow their Optiq rear-wheel drive for a little bit. Huge thank you. They also let me take out the Optiq V, do some autocross in it and whatnot. It's been a lovely experience, and I appreciate them very, very much. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.